Góð music. Já. Mér setjast bara nálægt, ef þið getið. Þá ætla ég að bjóða ykkur í velkomin í settið Ræktun nýsköpunar í dreifðum byggðum. Við ætlum að taka saman það sem er búið að gerast síðustu 24 klukkustundir og við ætlum að byrja hérna við sérstöku þema. Þá fæ ég tónlist má stoppa. Camera ready and recording. Hi Sonia, welcome.
Hi Arnar.
How has it been for you the last 24 hours?
It was intense and enriching and encouraging.
Great. Your group was discussing transparency and access to the innovation ecosystem in rural Iceland.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the things that you were talking about.
So we gathered together and I'm actually going to support myself with the notes that we took down. We figured that to be concise, the importance of visibility and accessibility of innovation environment is crucial for it to happen because it provides inspiration and encouragement. It provides practical help with bureaucracy, for example, or navigating this new environment to people who would like to enter it. It allows access to funding also. It allows collaboration and creating of the network. And of course, it fosters visibility of innovative initiatives within communities.
Are we losing somebody from the mix because we don't have enough transparency and access?
Likely. We can think of it in a way. We want to inspire people to be more proactive. We keep talking about it, right? We would like to see more civic engagement, more participatory behaviors or initiatives. But that has to be fostered. And what we have, most of the system that we live in, like school as we have it today, it's not necessarily something that teaches you, but in practice, initiative and collaboration and networking and participation, you're still just expected to follow the rules and then you take exams. So it's not necessarily fostering the qualities that a lot of us agree will be absolutely crucial for development of society in the future. So we need a little bit of active input to foster the attitudes that we would like to see and we know are beneficial to communities and to global community.
And did you have any thoughts or ideas about a concrete step that could be taken to kind of improve that access and visibility?
Yes, we have came with a very concrete proposal of encouraging and establishing a system of stewardship of innovation. So it's not necessarily creating a new governmental or administrative agency. It's just about maybe using existing resources like regional development bureaus, but changing the way they operate from being in the office and waiting for people to come and ask for help to becoming an active person or an active actor who goes and maybe knocks on the door of every farm, not necessarily expecting people to quickly come with innovative idea, but just developing relationships, saying like, I'm here, if you would ever be curious about maybe what's going on in the area, or you have an idea, or you would just like to learn more about this thing, what is that even, then you can reach to me. So it's just changing the role. This steward of innovation in any given region would be tasked with developing relationships that could result in innovation, but lasting relationships. So what we stressed as important, or we understand as important, is also for example, if it's existing agencies that will take this approach, to understand that they can't expect people who will do this role to give as tangible results as quickly, or it's just not going to be the same metrics for this kind of activity than for being in the office. And also this reaching out will also help mapping out the innovation environment in any given region, because if there's a steward who is actively seeking innovation happening in the region, this will also be the person who will have a knowledge of it, and possibly will be able to share it with others.
So it's less like an ice cream store where you go and buy ice cream, and more like an ice cream truck, like an innovation truck that comes to your neighborhood and makes you want to eat ice cream.
Exactly. Okay. You didn't even know that you wanted ice cream, but then you've heard the bell.
Makes sense. So is it fair to say that it's maybe allowing the support system to be more proactive, less like a service that you wait around, and more like going out and instigating?
Exactly that. And I think this is, if we look at a little bit at the history of modern economics, it's not the trends that were successful were not necessarily waiting to be found by the market and by general public. They were actively pursuing their target base. And there's nothing controversial or surprising about the fact that if we want to see more innovation in rural areas, we need to target our audience. And the specificity of rural areas will be this direct personal connection, not one-off meeting relationship that is being built over time.
Awesome, great. That's fantastic. Is there anything from the workshop or from these 24 hours that stays with you that you'd like to share? It doesn't have to be about this one.
Okay, definitely. I mentioned that yesterday already, that I felt optimistic, that I reconnected with the sense of optimism, not overexcitement or being delusional, just like a firm, healthy optimism coming from meeting people who gathered here, and also feeling that I, as a foreigner, as a person who chose Iceland to live here, I've experienced so much of a welcoming approach, and I've heard like two things that I really love. This one, that there is a demand for mapping out innovation environments and creating this supportive environment for regenerative and innovative initiatives in rural Iceland. And second, like I've heard from a number of you here, and thank you so much for that, that the newcomers are welcome, that there are people in rural communities in Iceland who see value in people coming from other places of Iceland, maybe from Reykjavik, but also people coming from abroad.
This is actually supported by a lot of literature that has studied innovation environments, and one of the crucial factors in a successful ecosystem is new people are welcome. So it's a great point. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank you for organizing that.
Well, thank you all for being here. Let's give her applause.